Hello everyone. Today we'll be discussing about different methods to find the square root of a number. First, let us understand what a square root really is. In this figure you can see a square which has the side as 6 units and its area is 36 units. So the observations that can be taken here is that the 6 units is the square root of 36 units square, and here the 36 unit square is the square of 6u. This therefore tells us that 6u is the square root of 36u square. Now the symbol, whenever you're trying to denote a square root, then you'll be using this symbol, and under this you're going to be writing the square of the number to denote indirectly as to what the square root might be. So we'll be putting 36u square under this tick mark like figure, and then you can clearly understand that the final answer of this notation is 6u. So to find one, there are basically three methods, but today we will be discussing the most important ones that are generally asked in an examination. That is the prime factorization method and the division method. The third method is estimation method, which is not sometimes accurate or is not sometimes asked in an examination. So we'll be discussing only these two methods today, starting with the prime factorization method. So in this method, we find the prime factors of the number, bring them into groups of two equal numbers in each, and then cut one of the two. Past this, we just multiply the rest, and there you will find the square root. What this means is that firstly we'll take a number 144, 169, whatever. Whenever you take a proper square root, you need to first prime factorize it. That is, you need to divide it into its prime factors and put them into different sets of 2 in each. Then you need to cut one of them. Like in this situation, in the 3 sets that have been made, 3 has been cut and 2 has been cut, and then one more 2 has been cut. Therefore the numbers that are left are 3, 2 and 2. When you multiply this, you finally get the answer as 12, which is truly the square root of 144. To understand this better, we'll try out some sums. But I am not going to do it. You should do it, and you should let me know if what you've done is right. So I'm going to wait for a while, and if you have any doubts, you can just stop the video, go back, and then try and understand it again. And once you've understood this, pause this video again, try and do these sums and check out whether you got the right answer or not. I'll be waiting for 5 seconds and then I'll start. Okay, so now I'll start explaining the first number, that is 1444. 1444. In this case, when we prime factorize it, I'll do the prime factorization as well. So when 1444 is prime factorized into different numbers, we can take the first number as 2, right? Because it's divisible by 2, isn't it? So when we use 2 here, it gets divided and you get 722. Okay, 722. Sorry for the handwriting because I am not having a stylus right now. So when you divide this again by 2, then you get 361. Now 361 is a proper square number. So when you divide this, you will get two prime numbers which are 90 and itself. So you can divide this again and then finally you will get the answer. Yeah, I'm really sorry for the handwriting. It's really bad. Okay, so basically you can understand that there are two factors of 2. There are two numbers which are factors, and when you divide them into two sets, you can cut out the 2 part and the 19 part, and then when you multiply this you get the answer as 38. Okay, the next one is 169, which is the square of a prime number. So there is not much to factorize here, but you can write it as 13 into 13, and then you can cut 113, thus giving you the answer as 13. The next one is very simple, I suppose. It's 3 into 3, 9 into 9 into 4 into 4. Indirectly, it's 81 into 16, which is 1296. So when you find out the square root of 81 into 81 and 16, you can multiply these, and then you will get the answer as 36. So root of 81 is 9, 9 and root of 16 is 4. So 9 into 4 is 36. Right. Now we'll move on to the next method. So this method is the division method. In the first step, the number is divided into different sets with 2 digits in each. The first digit is often left out as the sets are made from the units digit. So if it's an odd digit number like 361 here, so the number is divided into 2 sets and it's taken from the units digit. So 6 and 1 come into one set and 3 comes into one set. Next, we find the closest square number lesser than the first set. So what's the closest square number to 3? That is 1. That is lesser than 3. That is 1. We place the same square number square root in the quotient and add the units digit of the divisor to the divisor and subtract the square number from the first set. So in this case, we know the square root of 1, which is 1, and then we put the same 1 in the square, we put the same square root in the divisor and in the quotient area, and then we add the units digit of the square root to the divisor. So in this case you get 2, and then when you subtract the square root with 3, when you subtract the square with 3, then you will get 2, and then you bring about the 1 down, you can concatenate it to get 261. Again, as you can see, the divisor is the sum of the square root of the closest square to the first set added with its own units digit. Past this, you need to drop down the second set and concatenate it with the difference of the first set and the square number. As I said, you need to concatenate it, and the sum of the divisor and the units digit is not the actual divisor. Then there is one more digit that should be added, which should be the same number that can be put in the quotient place, which when divided, which when multiplied, you will get the same number in the dividend area. So like for example, if 39 was in place of 261, then and if 1 was there in the divisor's place, then we will put a 3 over there, 13, and then we will add a 3 in the quotient place, because the same units digit is being multiplied with the number having the units digit. Okay, and that's how you get the answer. So in this case, 29 into 9, 9 and 9 both have the same units digit. So when 29 is then multiplied by 9, you get 261, and then you get the final answer is 19. For more examples, let's take 28 into 8. Okay, so then you will get 224. Okay, 27 into 7, you get 189. 26 into 6, 156. 25 into 5, 125. Similarly, there are, in every number you can do it. The formula for this is 10 times the square of the 10 times the tens digit of the number, that is the sum of the numbers, when multiplied with the upcoming quotient, with the upcoming part of the quotient, will give you the divisor. So this all you will be able to understand that this is a square number if you get the remainder at the end as 0. If you don't understand this, I will explain one of these sums, the upcoming sums, and then you can try it out again. Okay. So we'll try these sums because these sums are a little hard for you. I'll do these sums. So the first one is 1369. We divided it into two different parts and then we find the closest square number lesser than 13, which is 9. We find the square root of 9, that's 3, and then we put the same 3 in the quotients place and in the divisors place, and we add the units digit of 3 to itself, so we get 7. And when we subtract 9, which is the square, by 13 you get 4, and when you bring down the 6 9, you can concatenate it to get 469. Now 6 with x as in its units digit multiplied by the same units digit should give you the number 469. What is the only number that can do that? Now the only number that can actually do that is 7. So 67 into 7 is 469. The next one, 8649. The closest square to 86 is 81. So when we find the square root of 81, we get 9. We put 9 in the quotient and the divisor, and then we add the units digit of 9 to itself to get 18. Okay, now we subtract 81 by 86 and then we get 5. Now we bring down the 49 and then we concatenate it with it. So 549 is in the dividends place now, and one more units digit with a number that might be between 180 and 190 must be in the quotients place also, and it must give you the same answer in the dividend. So in this case the only number that works with that is 3. So we put 3 in the quotients place and the divisors place, and the answer we get for that is 93. Okay, next one, 1089. 1089. So the closest square to 10 is 9. Now when we subtract 9, when we subtract 9 from 10, we get 1, and then we put the square root of 9 in both areas, which is 3 and 3, and then we add the units digit of 3 to itself to get 6. Now 6 times 189, 60, between 60 and 70, there should be a number that must multiply by its own units digit to get you 189. Now here the only number that works is 3 again. So you multiply 3 and then you put the same 3 in the quotient, and the final answer that you get is 33. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you were able to understand something, please be waiting for more videos and let me know so that I can make such PPTs. And if you did not understand, you can let me know again. I will make another video to make you understand. Okay. Thank you and have a great day.